Hi everybody, it's Kasia from the Niagara-on-the-Lake Public Library, and we're back. We're here for STEAM Storytime, a story time that's all about the concepts of science, technology, engineering, or environment, art, and math. So we took a little bit of a break for a while, but we're here, and we're going to be looking at a mixed up fall. Yeah, so we're going to be reading a really cool story called Fall Mixed Up. And then we're going to be talking about finding patterns and differences and making sure our brains know how to find those. And then I'm going to give you a fun STEAM challenge to do later today and see if you can trick people around you and see if you can get their brains working. So let me flip over to the camera because it's a little different this week. Hi, everybody. So instead of being at my house, we are actually back at the library. And I do have my mask here. So if you come to the library, you need to bring your mask. Mine is right here. But for the camera, I'm allowed to take it off so you can see my face. And you can hear me easier as I'm reading. But yes, welcome back to the library, even if it's virtually. So just a few things before we get started. There are people here that have booked times to be on the computers. We have people putting books away back on the shelves. They have some meetings going on. So if we get interrupted, no big deal. It will just make the day more exciting. And also, if for any reason our internet drops or something interrupts, don't worry. I will do my best to get back. If I can't, I will finish recording this like a video like I've done in the past and put it up on our YouTube channel. Okay? So, why don't we get started with our book? So again, my name is Kasia. I'm from the Niagara-on-the-Lake Public Library, and this is STEAM Storytime, first one back in a while. So the first book we're going to read is called Fall Mixed Up. So it's a really kind of funny story. There's a lot of really mixed up stuff in this that we'll have to think about together. It is written by Bob Rashka and illustrated by Chad Cameron. And this wonderful book was published in 2011 by Carol Rhoda Books in Minneapolis. So thank you very much, Carol Rhoda Books, for letting us use this book in our STEAM Storytime today. It's a really funny one, and I'm excited to get started. Okay, we ready? So it's called Fall Mixed Up. So let's see what the first couple of pages look like. All of that really cool artwork. Let me just scooch over. Different place. I'm not really used to being at the library yet, but we're learning, right? Fall Mixed Up. And look what's on that cow. Do you guys see those differences? What's wrong with that cow? Are those spots? They look kind of like arrows. Huh. Fall Mixed Up. Now this book is dedicated, and I really like this one, dedicated to every boy and girl whose favorite season is fall. So I think this book starts off tricky right from the beginning. Now let's see if you can find out what the tricky parts are. Ready? Every September, every October, fall fills my senses with scenes to remember. Now wait. Is September a month? Nope, it's September or it's October. Is October a month? Nope, it could be October or November or September. This book is already tricky. So let's do that again. Every September, every October, fall fills my senses with scenes to remember. Apples turn orange. Pumpkins turn red. Leaves float up into blue skies overhead. So yes, leaves can float up, but are apples orange? No, they're red. Are pumpkins red? No, they're orange. However, I did see a red pumpkin on the weekend. So let's see. Does that look right? Huh. Those are bears and trees. Let's see what it says. Bears gather nuts. Geese hibernate. So wait. Bears are gathering the nuts? Who usually gathers nuts in the fall? A squirrel, right? Or a chipmunk? And geese usually fly south. But look, those little geese, they're actually hibernating. What animal likes to hibernate? Squirrels and bears, right? So that's kind of confusing. But let's see. I kind of like this book because it makes us think. Squirrels fly south in big figure eights. Do squirrels fly south? No. Look at that, though. That would be cool to see. Scarecrows stand guard over candy corn sprouts. Milkweed pods open and monarchs fly out. Now, does candy corn grow in a field? No, we actually get candy corn from a store, right? And monarchs love to eat milkweed, which are these plants here, but they don't live in milkweed. They just eat milkweed. This book is being tricky. Touchdowns are hit, home runs are kicked. Wait a sec. Touchdowns are kicked, and home runs, which is in baseball, those are hit with a bat. Now, what about this one? Kids leap in great leaping piles of sticks. So in the fall, do you guys go out and play in a pile of sticks? What's that thing you guys go and play out in the fall? The big pile of leaves, that's right. That would kind of be a little bit ouchy to jump in a pile of sticks. How do you think that character feels right there? Okay, maybe it's going to get more normal. This is going to be the right way. Let's see. Hats cover hands. Gloves cover ears. Bonfires cool off our fronts and our rears. So is fire cool? Nope, fire's warm, and it keeps us warm. And our hats cover our heads, and our gloves cover our hands. This book is very tricky. Let's see what's next. Warm apple syrup, baked maple seeds, and caramel pumpkins taste yummy indeed. Now, I know those are all mixed up, but that would be probably all very delicious. Apple syrup, maple seeds, caramel pumpkins. That sounds yum. Okay, now let's look carefully at this page. There's a wolf in the house. There's a cat owl in the tree. And there's an owl over there. Let's see what it says. Wolves say meow. Black cats say woo. Horned owls howl at the full moon. How? Okay, could you imagine if there was a wolf in your house going meow? If there was a cat on the branch going woo? And if there was this little tiny owl howling at the moon? This book is so tricky. Mummies go bats. Vampires ride brooms. Tightly wrapped witches escape from their tombs. That's all mixed up. Mummies come from tombs. They don't fly. Vampires can fly. They don't ride brooms. And witches don't come out of a tomb. That's where mummies come out of. I like this book, though. It makes us think. Okay, what do you think they're doing here? What do you think's happening on this page? I think it's trick-or-treating. So we know what's going to happen with trick-or-treating, right? You go from house to house, and people give you candy if you're polite, and you say trick or treat, right? Let's see. Neighbors give stuffing and drumsticks for treats. Oh dear. Let's see what happens next. Families give thanks for a bounty of sweets. So I think they mixed up Thanksgiving dinner and trick-or-treating together. Although, who would like to have this for their Thanksgiving dinner? All this candy and sweets. I bet some of you guys would. Look at there's chocolate chip cookies and candy apples. There's all the candy corn, cupcakes, a lollipop cake. That would be one very exciting Thanksgiving dinner. And look, there's even a turkey that's joining them. Can this be fall? Close, but not quite. Go back and find all the things that aren't right. So it was trying to trick us this whole time. And you know what? We talked about all the different things that were wrong throughout this book, that were all mixed up. This one I think is my favorite. Because do kids jump in sticks? I don't think so. We jump in piles of leaves, right? With the rake, we rake them up and jump in them. So this book was a very silly book, and we really like it here. It's called Fall Mixed Up by Bob Rashka and illustrated by Chad Cameron. And it was published in 2011 by Carol Rhoda Books in Minneapolis. So thank you very much for letting us use this very tricky and silly book in our STEAM Storytime today. So, seeing as we were just talking about ways that we need to recognize if things are mixed up, I have a couple pictures that we can look And I would like you guys to take a peek at this picture. And there are 3 things wrong with this picture. So take a peek and let's see if you can find out what those 3 things that are wrong are. Okay, so take a peek. Let's see. So if you look at the face of the cat, if you look at the tail, if you look at, let's see. Okay, I think I know. So I think maybe the tail's wrong. Oh, what about the pumpkin face? The pumpkin face could be wrong as well. So, are you ready? I'm going to show you the solution because these are called look and find. So there's 3 differences. Can you find 3 different things? Okay, I think I figured it out. Ready? Let's see if you've got it right too. Perfect. Now, can you see the differences? Did you pick that the face was different on the pumpkin? Can you guys see that there? And the tail, if you look at the different way that the tail is standing, one is up, one is down on the pumpkin. And the really tricky one that it took me a while to find was the whiskers. So if you look up close, one side has 3 whiskers, 1, 2, 3, and the other side only has 2 whiskers. That was a really tricky one. So now I have another one of these called Look and Find, and it's actually 2 pumpkins. So just like the book, Fall Mixed Up, it's trying to trick us. There are some differences in this picture, in these 2 pictures, and we need to find them. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to take a look, maybe talk to the people that are with you, and if you're watching this video together, see if you can come up with what the differences are. When I see 3 differences. Oh, I see 4 differences. Let's see. Okay. Are you guys ready for the solution? I'll flip it over. We'll transition to see what the differences are. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's see. There they are. Okay, so the top leaf right here is one difference. Oh, and it's actually missing a little curl. Can you see that one at the top there? It's missing a little curl. The bottom one has the curl. The top one doesn't. The top pumpkin doesn't have a nose. And the bottom actually has a bigger mouth. Or sorry, the bottom has a smaller mouth. The pumpkin on top has a bigger mouth. And there's one tiny little leaf. You can see it on the bottom of the pumpkin there. So those are all the ways that this artist is trying to trick us and get us thinking and paying attention to details all around us to see if our brains are sharp and what we need to pay attention to. So I'm actually going to flip my camera over to the next part over here. And for today's STEAM challenge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my very own spot the difference. So this is something that you can do at home. You can make a spot the difference about anything you have around your house. You can make a Halloween one. You can make a Thanksgiving one. You can make one about your pet or your dog or your cat. I'm actually going to make a spot the difference with a ghost. So I'm going to start doing this. So I'm going to make the bodies 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 points on this ghost. And then you know what? I'm going to make this ghost here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so look, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts, or little, I guess they're called, I don't know, the bottom, little folds at the bottom of your ghost. So you're actually seeing me make this, so you're going to know all the answers, but maybe someone else won't know. So I'm going to make 2 eyes, like this. 1, 2. And then maybe this ghost, I'll make the mouth happy. And maybe this ghost, I'll make the mouth a little bit upset, just like that. So that's one difference. So there's one difference here, 2 differences there. Maybe I'm going to put some eyes in here and some pupils. And maybe this one, I'm going to make them really small. So they're still there, but they are significantly smaller, much, much smaller. I'm going to try to trick the person that is going to be doing this. Spot the difference. Maybe, let's put a line down the middle to make them 2 separate pictures. I'm going to put some ground, and I'm going to put some ground. And maybe over here there's going to be a flower with 3 leaves, maybe 4 leaves. Maybe this way, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to try to copy it exactly the same, but I'm only going to put 2 leaves, just like that. And maybe up here, I'm going to put a moon, like so in one. But on this one, I'm going to put a cloud in front of the moon, just like that. And maybe I'll make some stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stars. All right. So there is my search and find. So I've made this picture myself, and you can share it with the friends that you have at home, your parents, your brother, your sister, friends at school, friends in your neighborhood, and you can see if they can spot the differences. So I know here's one difference, and here's a difference, and here's a difference, and here's a difference, and these are all differences as well. So there's 12 stars. I think that's going to be the tricky one for this. Spot the difference. So these are super fun, easy things that you can do with all your friends. And let me just go back to this one here again, so I can show you some of the differences and different ideas for you to put into your spot the difference paintings that you're going to make. Awesome. So you can do things like different size noses, you can do different size faces, you can make many different groups of different things, but it's all about getting the people that are going to be playing this game with you spot the differences by using their brain and looking for patterns and things that are the same and things that are different. Okay, so thank you for coming back to join us for our first STEAM story time after our little break. I hope you had fun. We read a really cool book about fall being all mixed up, which is full of very silly things. We did some search and find, some spot the differences with the pictures of the cat and the pumpkin, and we learned how to make your very own kind of brain teaser spot the difference that you can share with your family and friends. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me for this week's STEAM story time. If you weren't able to stay for the whole time, not a problem. We will be uploading this video to our YouTube channel later today. If you're a teacher or an educator, or you'd like to use this in your classroom, of course you're more than welcome to. We would love for you to do that. In fact, just give us a heads up that you are. We'd love to know where they go. You don't have to, but we'd love to see where our STEAM story time and all of the other videos that are on our YouTube channel get viewed, especially if you love them. If you have any feedback or any comments, my email is on the side there. Feel free to send me an email, kdupuy@notlpl.org. Okay, have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and we hope to see you here on next Wednesday for our next STEAM story time. And otherwise, I hope you enjoy this wonderful weather, as it's very sunny out today, and we should get out and enjoy the fall. Okay, have a wonderful day, everybody. See you later. Bye.